Shit talker. Also, Elder Bay, he said, these people have murdered all the prophets, and they have it in their books. It tells you that they murdered all the prophets in the book. Then he went on and he was speaking, and he said that these people, they bring about a spell to call all the people to death. To call all the people to death. And right now, in a sense of a way, the so-called black man is kind of asleep. He's like in a deep sleep, so he's kind of dead, And then he went into the Act of 1666. And he said, just take that one off. Yeah, and you get 666. But that 666 is not just the beast number. It also belongs to the ETherZ. And it is the first 6 is Ether. The second 6 is energy. Well, they just snatched that goddamn third one out of my mind. I think I wrote it down somewhere because I meet with my entities. They told me what the third one was, and I was like, wow, I can't. Well, I just can't remember it right now, but I'm sure I have it in some notes somewhere. I'll go through there and put it on there. But the 666 also has something to do with the ETherZ. You have to watch the video for him to tell you about the Act of 1666. Also, while he's talking about the Act of 1666, there was another date that came up. It was May 10th, 1861. And then he went into Genesis 25 to talk about Rebecca. Whatever he was talking about, he went into Genesis 25. Began to speak about Rebecca, and he said that Rebecca is this person, this person. He even said Pocahontas. As I said, the word mice within itself it says storyboarding, So and it was down here. Here it is. I'll just go here. Although it says mice and scene. Oh shit, no, that's a little too much for me to be reading. But anyway, it says storyboarding. And when they compromise us, and we've been compromised, they do come and they do tell a story. So Pocahontas, he says, also was Rebecca, and he uses other words too, other names, that Rebecca, that they use to replace Rebecca. No, he also went into, I was actually trying to find it here, but it kind of takes too long, and I didn't write down, what part, what number of the video he was at when he was speaking of Rebecca. But not for sure. But anyway, he said a name. And he said that that name was Justice. It is not. Especially if he was talking about Rebecca. Rebecca damn sure does not mean justice. Now here's Rebecca in the scriptures. I don't know why they only give me one. Oh, it's in Romans. I must This is the New Testament, the way it's spelled in the New Testament. Rebecca. This is the wife of Isaac. She is also the mother of Esau and Jacob, who, this is just to let you know, that there are only two manner of nations in her womb, only two manner of nations on this planet. Esau is non-melanated and Jacob is melanated. But Rebecca's name means ensnarer. And this word means to take or catch in or as if in a snare or a trap. You see? To take or catch in or as if in a snare or a trap. Catch. Synonym is catch. I researched this so many years ago. Some of my babies I didn't even have yet. To get and hold something that has been in motion in a hand, the hands, a container, or an implement. Caught the ball in the whatever. To take hold of, specially, forcibly, or suddenly, and grasp. Also, where I found it, I was writing a book on this. It was in one of the books too, because Rebecca would be like one of my ancestors as far as like being my Ema, the beginning. Well, Sarah actually is the beginning, then Isaac, and then, there's Rebecca. And so I was researching Jacob because I am Jacob. And so I went to research Rebecca. It also has something to do with her being chained at the ankles. I remember that. Chained at the ankles. So therefore, Rebecca's name does not mean justice. But there is someone, a female, in this book. And her name does mean justice. And everyone just passed by her. The Moors that deal with Elder Bay, they say that the 12 tribes are the 12 zodiacs. But there's 13 tribes. People just forget this one. Dinah. They forget Dinah. Dinah is the 13th tribe. Also in Dinah is DNA. The I is there for you to see. And the H is there is like a chair for you to sit down and think about this shit. Now Dinah's name means judgment. It does not mean, and here's the word justice. See, and that's what Dinah's name means, is Dinah. But this is what Dinah's names mean. It means justice, not Rebecca. Rebecca is the one that had Jacob. So Rebecca is the one that he talks about too, like how like dealing with Rebecca, how we're asleep or whatever, So that's Rebecca. But when it comes to Dinah, which is the 13th tribe, dealing with your DNA, and then that would be justice. See, feminine of 1779. Those numbers mean something too. Judgment, cause, plea, and strife. Judgment, cause, plea, condemnation, judgment, dispute, legal suit, strife, and also government. Because it is our DNA that actually is supposed to govern us, but the pink man came in, and like Elder Bay does say, these people have cast a spell to call all the people to death. And also in the word people, hidden in the word people is the word pope. When you read the book, it says something like, and the priest does this or whatever. And let me get the scripture. It is Jeremiah 5:31. No, it's Jeremiah 5:31 for a reason. This is a code, and so is the name Jeremiah. It's a code too. It says the prophets prophesy falsely, and the priest, in the word priest is REST, so the rest bear rule by their means. So the rest bear rule by the prophets, prophesying falsely by their means. The rest will bear rule by their means. And my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? So that means that the priest, as they're prophesying falsely, that means they're telling you lies. But everyone gets in on the bandwagon and bear rule by the prophet's lies. But this is what got me, and my people love to have it so. And I said, who is this speaking? That your people love to hear these lies. And so I knew it was not one of whoever is speaking, it was not one of the people, because I don't like lies. But hidden in the word people, I used to wonder, why is this O there? Because then you have P-O-Pel, not people. My first grade teacher, she said, oh, it's silent. But, I still didn't quite understand why it's there. But it's there to hide the word P-O-P-E. And the first religion was dealing with the popes. And they are the prophets, they're God today. And they were prophesying lies. And the rest bear rule by the lies. To tell you the same fucking lie in your ear. You go to church, you hear the same lies. When it comes to me listening to anyone, because I'll listen to a fool. And I'll learn from a fool. If I learn nothing from a fool, and that is, I don't want to be a fool, but I still learn from the fool. So I listen to, Elder Bay, Dr. Valentine. I listen to pink people. I listen to a lot of people, because everyone is different pieces to the puzzle. I take what I need and I leave the rest behind. The parts that fit into my puzzle, I put them there. And Elder Bay, he was giving me a lot of pieces to the puzzle, but there's a lot of things about that Elder Bay talks about that I don't get into either. And then when someone says something, I research it. Rebecca does not mean justice. That is Dina. See, Rebecca is the beginning of us going to sleep. You see, Esau is there. Esau today is the fake as Jews, over in Israel, and they seek to kill us. Even if you read your Bible, you will, if you keep reading about Esau, you also read that he taught his grandchildren also to kill Jacob. And Jacob didn't just have 12 sons, he also had a daughter, which makes the 13th tribe. So from Rebecca, we are all put to sleep. But when it comes to Dina, this is when we wake up. And this is when we become the judge, and we make judgments. And we're dealing with justice. Even these numbers, it has something to do with a code, And Dina is also a code. It's the code of your pineal gland, that eye, and your DNA. And that is the daughter of Jacob also, when no one speaks of Dinah. And Dinah is to bring about, she is the judge, and she is to bring about the pink man being acquitted. The scripture says he will not be acquitted. Dinah brings about us being vindicated. Once you find out about Dinah and you really do research on Dinah, and you can take Dinah and put it into yourself, because that is your DNA and your pineal gland, and the ETherZ for you to sit down and think about it. She is the daughter of Jacob. And that's also in Genesis 30 and 21. The 30 and 21, these things mean something. This is a 3, 2, and 1 is a 3. So, and they mean something. And a lot of things I just don't want to go into, because, I mean, probably 1 or 2 people probably click on my videos and then click on them. So, I'm not going to get out deep into shit. And, you know, it's just, to me, just wasting my time. But I did tell myself I will put 1,000 videos on this page. And I will. It'll take me a while, but I'm going to do it. And for the melanated man who seeks solutions from pink motherfuckers, well, in those days, whatever day that's supposed to be the last days, those melanated ones who seek the origin and the history from a pink motherfucker will be doomed. Even here, Elder Bay says that you should think from your own mind, you know, from your own conscience. And really, I don't know how you can do it, but I do it. In my pineal gland, it gives me my history, so I don't need the pink man to give me in my history. And I'll say this again, I've said it before, I'm not a speaker at all. So my videos may not be so great. Because I'm not a speaker, I'm a thinker. And sometimes I just think so much that sometimes I need to get some of those thoughts out. But this is a pretty good video of what he's speaking about, especially if you know some shit yourself. Now, he also speaks of, he wants the melanated Moors to go and research, he calls them the Europeans, you know, like giving up, their citizenship, but he uses another word. Then he goes into saying how come they're not filing this, you know, it's a number, but you know, it's when you go and you file this thing for your birth certificate, you know, to have these really to have the Queen of England to annex you. And he also talks about how it's getting stricter and stricter on how to do this, but how come the pink man's not doing it? Why is he not doing it? But yet, you know, the melanated man, you know, that's all he speaks of, and to me it's just a form of disinformation. Because whether you have a birth certificate or not, these motherfuckers still would target you. There was someone who told me, Will.i.am, he told me that the reason that they are able to kill our children in the streets is because we have a birth certificate. If you have a birth certificate, that means that we are not a live being. So if we're not a live being, then how can they come and kill us? If we're already dead, how can they come and kill us? To me, that's just some cockamamie reason for the pink man to be able to kill us. You know, this birth certificate issue is an issue for me. It really, really is. However, I just don't get into it. I don't get on that bandwagon, you know, of how to get out of it, because it becomes a lot of trouble. You know, I was on the bandwagon before and it was just too much for me. So I just said, forget it. But he speaks of the pink man, of relinquishing his citizenship here. Why is he not running to rectify his birth certificate? In this video, they also speak of gold, to buy gold and silver. There's something else I never got on that bandwagon. Never got on that bandwagon. Because when it was told to me that I need to buy silver and gold, well, who would I buy the silver and gold from? No, whoever is selling the silver and gold, why are they selling the silver and gold for paper money? If this currency is not going to be any more good, why would they want to give away all the silver and all the gold for this paper money? So that never made sense to me. Whenever this day comes, if it comes, because the prophets so many thousands of years ago spoke of a day coming where shit would just be straight out of order, and this is what Dr. Bay is talking about. He brings it up to date 2015. Your money is, I don't care what kind of money you have, your gold, your silver, none of these things are going to help. Because if someone has gold and silver, say someone says, hey, I have some water and some bread, I'll sell it to you. So you bring out your gold and silver, the motherfuckers are going to rob your ass because they figure you have more if gold and silver will mean anything. And then the motherfucker who have the bread and water, and he's talking about selling it, they're going to rob his ass too. Because a lot of us will not have gold and silver. So when that day comes, it will only be about Dina, which is justice. And Dina will bring about charity. And when you deal with charity, we don't need money. And we will get along as long as the pink man is not around us. When we begin to accept the pink man, is when the pink man begin to work a spell to call all the melanated beings or the Moors to death. It started with Rebecca. Did you see? Esau came along with Jacob. Esau came first. He came along with Jacob. There's another scripture too where twins were born and one held on to the other one's ankle. And that's what we're doing now. We're holding on to the pink man's ankle. And now with all the frequencies or whatever the fuck this pink man is doing, he's going to fuck himself up. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing to his own self. Sometimes I wonder if the ether is the one telling Harp what to fucking do. Since every tornado, every weather storm, is everyone wants to say it is Harp. But Harp is going to fuck everyone up. The pink man is even going to fuck himself up. In a sense of a way, this is what Elder Bay is talking about. So after listening to all the pink people, I go and I listen to a Moor. And he, in this video, he can put all the shit that the pink people are talking about, he puts it all together. And shit is going to fall on the pink man's head. If he doesn't stop, he's going to make the sun so fucking hot that he's not going to be able to deal with it. The sun is going to come and eat through his pink ass. So I guess that's the end of Elder Bay. And again, Shitoka Lahira, Shitoka out.